is the Spokane Soccer Show, proudly presented by Flatstick Pub, and I am your host, Benji Wade. On today's show, I have three very special guests joining me to serve up only the best vibes about all things soccer in the fine city of Spokane. It is Zephyr FC's Hope Hisey, Emma Jaskaniec, and Katie Murray. Welcome to the show, Hope, Emma, and Katie.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You know what's amazing? This is completely accidental. It's in the order that I wrote it.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yes.
Or just
Meant to be.
Did I kind of wish cast when preparing for this episode? I may
so.
have. I kind of
Manifested
expected
it,
you to be here. Well, I want to start with just a weird random update. I'm wearing my Rain FC shirt to keep my levels of gushing about the three of you being here to an acceptable level. I was going to wear a Zephyr FC shirt and double down with a hat, and that's a little dorky. So I'm not doing that. But I just want to ask, did the three of you get a chance to come out to one and see Rain when they were in town?
Yeah, we did.
Or were you traveling?
We were traveling for two, but we were here for one. And the whole team actually went. So that was fun. Yeah.
Oh, rad. Which one did you make it to? Denver?
The first one.
first
Oh.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Oh,
Against Kansas City.
See, I get to be jealous. The reason I also wanted to bring that up, I got to see Denver, but I wanted to do a quick shout out to Rain FC. Let's go. And Wales legend Jess Fishlock, who just announced that she's retiring at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Do you have any quick Jess Fishlock notes for me before I give you mine?
I mean, it was crazy because at that game, she was still just pure quality.
Scintillating.
Ripped
Yeah.
a shot, small window.
It was a goal.
It was a goal.
Yeah.
We were just complimenting her so much, how much skill and like composure she still brings out on that field with her experience. So I'm glad we got to see a glimpse of it.
I was at my daughter's gymnastics practice watching the game. The NWSL Plus app is sick, so I was watching it there, but it felt so lame to be watching Jess Fishlock rip up KC, and I couldn't be there for the game. But I did get to see her in the third game, so I went to the second and the third, and she was at the Denver game. So, so shout out Jess Fishlock. She spent her entire NWSL career with Seattle Reign, including her the first ever year of the league in 2013. She is the Rain FC all-time leader in assists, just behind Megan Rapinoe in goals with 48. She helped Rain win 3 NWSL Shields and was the league MVP in 2021. The other reason I wanted to bring up Fishlock is because these two Zephyr FC midfielders sitting next to me, let's talk about Fishlock's style of play. Super high energy, box to box, plays with a lot of urgency, I would say with a little bit of bite. She has some FU in her game. Her running motion, when she puts her head down, I'm just like, I'd be so terrified if I was a defender. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She does that thing when she drops her head. And I have to admit, I think the work rate and her like intensity as a player is Emma and Katie. I think you're both a little bit Fishlock-esque. Is that fair to say?
I think that's fair to say. And I think that's a huge compliment to hear that being even a little bit compared to.
Fine.
Player like
There are
that.
levels to these things, but you are on a continuum, a trajectory with those qualities as players. And I just thought that was cool synchronicity.
Thank you. I do. It's funny when people ask about like when I get asked like the top 3 qualities in like individual meetings and stuff. I say one is scrappy, and they're like, never heard that before, but it's just, I don't know. It's something I pride myself in. I love to fluster the opponent.
Yeah.
Nonetheless. So
I was going to say, I think the head motion that you were talking about, like when she just gets going, that like reminds me of Katie. Because when Katie gets the ball and she's driving, like head down, like there's no stopping her. She's just a firecracker.
I described you as a pinball in one of the recent episodes of the Spokane Soccer Show, and I think it's totally true. Before we go any further, I have gifts, and I cannot forget to give them away. All right, ready?
I'm kind of scared.
Let's go.
Podcasting isn't always a visual medium, but this one is. I upload video to both YouTube and Spotify. So, are you ready?
So ready?
This is a tradition that started with when Soph and Kenzie came on the podcast, and then I forgot to do it with Amina, and guess what happened? We drew that game with Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, can't be doing that.
give us the
Yeah,
gift.
give them here.
Yeah, totally.
Gift up.
Okay, ready? For you, Hope Hisey, I have Scandinavian swimmer.
Gosh.
Let's go.Ut that in front of the
my
camera.
gosh,
All right.
thank you.
Classic.
Feel like a weird
I was
soccer Santa right now.
wondering why I was being asked about like what
Oh, you
my
were?
favorite stuff was.
Did-
and, yeah.
Did my secret Santa out themselves? Okay, fine.
no, they didn't.
For
but-
you, Katie Murray,
I don't even know what it would be.
This is an interesting one. We have dark chocolate.
Nice,
I'll
Katie.
take dark. Actually, just ran out, so
There you
that's
go.
perfect.
Excellent. Let's go. And that's wife approved. The Scandinavian swimmers are my daughter Ivy, fully approved, and those are approved by my wife. Okay.
I have no idea what I'm about to get. Oh, yeah.
This one, and for you, Emma Jaskaniec. Wow, this is a mouthful. We have Grandma's Vanilla Cream mini sandwiches. All right.
Plug in this because that's spot on.
Who plugged that?
And okay, now listen to me. My daughter Ivy fully approves of those, but also tried to eat them when I brought them home from a Maverick gas station.
Wait, this is actually insane.
Yeah,
Dude.
we were
That
just
you-
talking about this like
Yeah.
a week ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. You do your research. Great job. Great job.
Hey,
For the
Crazy.
camera.
Yeah,
Sugar.
For the camera.
Listen, sugar brings joy to people. Not me. I'm not a sweets person, so there was no
Everybody smile
threat.
with your candies.
Yeah.
Pumped.
It is a good
Shout
idea.
out.
It's crazy though.
That's
That
crazy.
is a crazy
That's
poll.
crazy.
Well, now that everybody's very happy, speaking of joy, I just want to say I am still living off of the pure joy of last Sunday's win over Sporting JAX. Holy cow. It was so fun hanging out with the three of you after the game, too. Totally accidental. I remember yelling at you. Did you hear me when you were standing ready to do your presser after with the
from
Super
the
League
top?
people?
Yeah.
I was like, Emma! For no reason. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just wanted to yell. And then a thing happened where I stopped because my family, if I ever want them to come to a game with me, I can't hang out afterward and do the pressers. I just don't have, it just adds another how much ever time. And I feel really bad about it. But at the same time, one kind of a random serendipitous thing about chatting with the three of you after the game and a couple more players too, was it felt like I get to say the things that I probably wouldn't ever say if it was an actual official press conference where it's like, what did you think? Is whether you had the double pivot? And, you know, I don't have to ask those sorts of questions. I can just be like, Katie, I think you threw that girl. You're like, I did, and I'll do it again.
Went back and watched that.
Yeah. Oh, there's notes coming up about that. But that was super fun. And I do wish I had recorded the conversations that we had because they were both illuminating and hilarious. Like Katie jumping over and taking a photo and then complimenting what you thought is the best Zephyr FC kit.
Yes, I love that one. The blue one.
Yeah.
Melissa.
Is it retired?
Bring it back.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'm sure.
It's the
Melissa's saying
I
yes,
do love
it's
it.
retired.
it's the sponsor thing is what happens.
Yeah. And
That's
that's
such
fair.
it is fair.
Yeah.
Emma was dapping up Tori for getting that cross
Oh.
from the deflected ball off of Caitlin's sweeper keeper Parks, who shout out, she had a great game. And then Hope was giving me some tea on what happened with those saves. I couldn't quite see if Ashlyn Puerta's the stop you made on her shot was with your feet, leg, or face. I was just like, what happened on that one? And you told me what happened. I thought that was great. But real quick, Sporting JAX, that team is super real good.
Yes.
Yes.
But also, wow, how do I say this without getting canceled? A little handsy. They were putting some fouls on all of you. I noticed that only when watching the replay because you could see some close-ups, and I was like, this kid's like holding an elbow and pulling like an arm, and it was kind of weird because the commentators didn't say anything about it. But I don't want to get you in trouble for speaking on Jackson, whether or not they exercise fair play. But a question from listener Marissa. Shout out Marissa. This is for all of you. How are you feeling about that Sporting JAX win and the draw a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I think we're super proud of ourselves for being able to go out and compete against that team, especially because we've played them now 3 times in the past like 6-7 weeks. So it's been like a crazy turnaround from the first time we played them to now playing them at home. And I mean, I'm sure they can speak to this, but we have a ton of respect for them as an inaugural team, being able to come in and be so clued into their identity and to kind of be running the show and running the league. But we were saying before the game, they've never been to Spokane yet. So it was nice to be able to get that win, execute our game plan well, especially in front of that home crowd.
Yeah, I think for me specifically, it felt like that was one of the, I don't want to say the first times, but the first times in a while that I felt like we had like every single person on our team like played well and played together. And it was like such a team win. And I think that just gives me so much like hope going into the next 4 games. knowing that we can perform like that. And I mean, I think people had like great performances, but I don't think anybody played the best game of their entire life. And I think that is what I'm most excited about, is knowing that like, if we all just do our jobs and play well, like we can, and we do during training, we can go out and beat the number one team in our league. So I think if we can continue to bring that into the next 4 games, I think we have a good shot at making these playoffs.
Was there something about the draw? Because I felt like the team worked their asses off and tried so hard to get all 3 points. I remember late in the game, because Katie, did you start that game or did you come off the bench?
I came off the bench.
But when you did, you were up until like 90 plus trying so hard to get all 3 points. Is there something about that game in Jacksonville, the 1-1 draw, that made you think we can get a dub back home?
Yeah, I think you're happy with getting a point on the road especially against an opponent like that. But something that we can take care of is winning the box. And we had chances to also continue to be up 1 against Jacksonville. So realizing that if we execute in the box and maybe also put away the chances we had, there's nothing that would stop us from getting that W and getting it this time around too. So it's just kind of the battle of the boxes and a little bit more organization. That was purely like the difference.
For me, what stood out in that game was the team's commitment. I would describe it as like, you could find at least one moment for every player that showed how much you were all committed to not just competing, but trying to get all 3 points. And like, Katie throwing a player to the ground. I think it was a minute into stoppage time in the first half.
Yeah.
Sophia Bowman, I went back and looked at this. She scored a goal at 10 minutes early in the game, but she kind of set a pick on you. And then this is the part I just love for you to explain to me. Kelsey Harms, the referee, called a foul against Jacksonville. And when you walked up, you had this body language and you were doing like a little bit of my bad.
Yeah.
Were you worried about getting booked or maybe worse?
Oh, for sure. The whole game was when we were feeling hands on our back, and maybe that's on us. Maybe we need to, I feel like in the female game, especially, you have the tendency to want to brawl out and like stay on your feet. But in reality, we were getting pushed from behind the whole game that wasn't getting called, and maybe we need to hit the ground. So those do get called, and I think I felt a little hands on my back. Maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought. And
it looked like a basketball player setting a pick. That's what it looked like. And I could understand why you were frustrated. And I thought it was super
getting pressure on the ball. So it's like,
oof. I think to validate Katie, like even she might have taken it out over her own aggression. I think there were so many plays during the game, like where other teammates were getting pushed, like specifically like Kat's a smaller forward, but
she got wrecked
throwing her around. And I was like, but she, like you mentioned, she's like trying to stay on her feet. And I literally turned to her at the beginning of the game and I go, fall on the ground, because we're getting those calls if she falls.
Especially in the touchline early in the game, she was getting destroyed. God, I was getting pissed watching the replay of this game. Yeah. Anyway, intensity, commitment, a little FU. I loved it. I liked speaking of commitment, intensity, Emma and Tori following up the missed pen. Did you listen to the video of me shouting?
Oh, yeah. You're like,
I love this.
I love this. Oh, I hate this. I love this.
That's one of those things you can't make up. And then, Kat lunging to the ground. I thought that was great. The 2 kick saves from Hope. We don't want to count on those things, but it's wonderful when it happens. So the big question, what did the team do differently? You've spoken a little bit about this, but Ben, shout out Ben, friend of the pod, asks, what did you do differently in these 2 games that didn't maybe happen against DC Power at home or the Dallas game on the road? And how do you replicate that performance that you just had?
I think I kind of touched on this a little bit. Well, one, I think the team was so bought into the plan that Nicole put out in front of us. And I think going off of like our last Jacksonville game, like we were right there. Mm-hmm. We could have gotten 3 points out of that game. So I think that having that game plan work against the number 1 team, we were like, okay, if we can do this again, and if, again, like I had mentioned earlier, if everybody just plays a good game, I think a lot of times we put pressure on ourselves, like with the points that we have being like, I have to have the best game of my life. Like if I don't do that, the team's not going to do well. And I think everybody like took a deep breath and was like, if I do my job and that's it, like we will get these points. And I think that's what everybody did. And I think that was the difference, which is like not the flashiest thing, but I think like that's just soccer sometimes. Like if everybody on the team, all 11 players do their job, like that's going to beat out like a great team with 8 players have a great game and 3 players don't. Like if 11 players have a good game, you're going to beat that team. And I think that's how the table fell for us. So
The formula seems to be when there's a tactical setup, there's buy-in, the result comes, you then generate and build belief.
Mm-hmm.
So what could you say about the tactical game plan that wouldn't get you in trouble or make Nicole want to kill me for asking?
I would say,
Yeah, Hope.
like as you could see, like as we were talking about Jacksonville's identity earlier, they're very keyed in on that 3-5-2. They do it really well. So like the 1-1 draw we had against them, we matched them up straight up in the 3-5-2 and we're able to find success. And we kind of, for this next game, like predicted kind of how they would adjust and worked off that, I would say. But I feel like just matching them straight up and being like, okay, well, if you're going to beat us, like you're going to just have to beat us with quality or we're going to beat you with quality. So I think it was more matching up like tactically that way. And like Emma said, we were all really keyed in and bought in because of the performance that we had put up in against them at Jacksonville when we got the draw.
So the 3-5-2 setup started with the 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. The way we played it against JAX specifically. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess the other thing I'll add is I think as a collective, like we have an idea of what and how we want to play.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was a mentality switch too. When you talk about consistency, a lot of it is just mentalities in games and not necessarily our play, because we walked away from games without picking up points that maybe we should have. And it's a consistent mentality from the start of the whistle to the end of the whistle, from the first 5 minutes of a half to the last 5 minutes, the throw-ins, all of that staying switched on. Because the reality is we are also a top 4 team. We just didn't, there's maybe 2 or 3 games that we get the points that we should have executed on. And we're not blowing Jacksonville up as this number 1 team that we're going against as an underdog. We're like, we are there. It was just a mentality of putting it together and taking ownership of the games.
Yeah, to play that team twice in the last couple of weeks and to play them to a draw and then to get this win at home, it has to be a confidence builder. The XG was about the same. I don't know if you saw I posted that, but I'm sure you know those numbers too. It's really close. I think with Allie getting back and match fit, Katie's back, and you seem like you're fully match fit. Do you feel that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
This team with consistency, like I feel like you could win not only the rest of these games, but literally beat anybody in the playoffs because you've just done what you did against a team that scored 49 freaking goals. That team is crazy. I don't like all the foul crap, but they're really good.
Yeah, they are a good team.
Okay, let's take a quick break. When we return, we're going to go back in time and get to know a bit more about Hope, Emma, and Katie. The presenting sponsor of the Spokane Soccer Show is Flat Stick Pub. Great beer, cocktails, pizza, but the real magic is the vibe. Mini golf, duffel board, and games that turn strangers into friends in about 10 minutes. It's also the home for Zephyr and Velocity watch parties. Plus, they have bearded trivia and our friend Mike every Thursday at 7:30 p.m., which happens to be today when we're recording this podcast. Head to flatstickpub.com to check out the latest tap list and book a tea time. The Spokane Soccer Show is supported by Spokane City Credit Union. It's that time of year. The Greater Spokane Parks Challenge is back and better than ever. For the month of April and May, there's still a chance to win 4 tickets to see Zephyr FC at one stadium. You get to see Hope, Emma, and Katie shred this league and get into the playoffs. Also, don't forget, this Saturday is the 11th annual Steps for Autism event. Come join me and Mike Policio at Riverfront Park beginning at noon at the Ice Age Playground for a fun, family-friendly walk to support individuals and families affected by autism. I went last year. It's super fun. All right, let's take a moment and get to know the 3 of you and your soccer stories before you arrived in Spokane, Washington in the summer of 2024. All 3 of you have been with Zephyr FC since, give or take, the very beginning, okay? Can I ask each one of you to give me some words about August 17th, 2024, Zephyr FC versus Fort Lauderdale? The first ever game for Zephyr FC, finished 1-1. Katie started at left back.
Yes.
Which is weird. I have thoughts about that.
Yep.
Emma and Hope, you were both subs. And Felicia Knox assisted Addie McCain's Fort Lauderdale goal.
Yep.
Full circle.
Do you guys remember that?
No.
Yeah, I remember it.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
But please do share just a couple thoughts about that first ever game at One Stadium for Zephyr FC.
Yeah, I felt like it was so surreal. I mean, the atmosphere was unreal. The stands were pretty full, and just walking out a brand new league, not everyone really knowing what this league is going to be about. You're kind of just signing up for something because you love the game and you want to continue your career with the limited opportunities outside this league. And to just walk out there and the support that showed up was amazing. And I think even a couple Fort Lauderdale girls said that was their favorite moment of their whole season too.
Oh.
It was just a super great start to the season.
Yeah. I mean, I did not play in that game, but it was a really cool and special experience to be a part of. And it truly showed the potential that this league has and what the community of Spokane has been craving for as it regards to a professional women's sports team. So it was a really cool experience to be a part of.
Yeah, same with Hope. I did not play in that game, but I remember like looking up at the stands and just being like, wow, like for this to be my first professional game, like what an experience, like what a crowd. And I just think it goes to show like how bought in Spokane is to soccer and specifically like us, the Zephyrs. And it was just such an amazing moment and so surreal. And when they brought all like the little girls out onto the field, like it was just so special to see like that we really are inspiring the next generation.
So all three of you have professional soccer stories, though, that did not begin in Spokane. So let's start with Emma Jaskaniec, number 3. Okay. Shout out Menominee Falls.
Menominee.
All right.
Menominee Falls.
Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. You were the first ever player that I met from Zephyr FC.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
So, yeah. I came a little bit early and I was at a men's game. You were like, hi.
And I remember being with my daughter. I think I was with my daughter, Ivy. Yeah, okay. So, Emma, you were drafted by the Utah Royals in the 3rd round of the last ever NWSL draft in 2024. They didn't sign you. Stupid them, lucky us. What was that experience like for you, getting drafted and then not ending up signing with Utah?
It was definitely hard. I think when I got, actually a funny story about the draft. It was coming off of the season. I torn my ACL. And so then I had my senior season. I'd been back for like 3 months and my coach at Wisconsin was like, I don't know if anybody's going to pick you up. Like I've been talking to some people, but like, I just don't know. So I ended up like not flying out for the draft and we're in my house and the next best up picks or whatever come on the screen and my name pops up. But I like was so anxious. I like wasn't really paying attention. My mom goes, Emma, your name. Boof. Power
went out.
The entire house like completely like shut off. We were in a giant snowstorm and I'm like yelling at my mom. I'm like, what are you talking about? But so then we like have it up on my phone and there's like a funny picture of like all of us just like huddled around my phone. And then all of a sudden I look down, or I think it might've been on my dad's phone because I looked down at my phone and all of a sudden it says missed call from a random number. And I was like, no way. And I call it back and it's Amy Rodriguez. And that's like an idol of mine from when I was a kid. She's like, hey, Emma, like, this is Amy from Utah. Like, we're picking you next. And then I got drafted. And I remember like turning my dad and like, we both started crying. And I was like,
Aww.
I finally made it. So then to go to Utah, like it was, I mean, preseason was tough. All the girls were amazing. It was definitely a significant step up from college. But it was great to like be exposed at that level. But then to not get signed after like having like a, oh, I made it moment was pretty tough. But before the draft, I had been getting some interest like from teams in this league. So it wasn't like I don't know what I'm going to do. It was more like, okay, like what's the next step?
Totally.
So I remember calling my agent and then Spokane kind of just fell in my lap and I just had like such a good gut feeling about it. And I can't really like give you a reason like why I chose this over like other clubs, but it just felt right. And now I'm here. So I'm glad I made the decision I did.
I'm so glad they got rid of the draft. I think is one of the reasons it kind of sucks is because it gives this young player a feeling of, I did it. And then it's like, well, you have a long way to go to like really. Anyway. So I want to repeat this, but I'm going to go back and look at what my expectations were of the three of you as players before you played for the team for 2 years. So for you, I remember being disappointed to not find any tape on you. There was like a couple interviews, but there were no like highlights. And it made me, again, especially in the women's game, all these young players get highlights, put a YouTube clip together, or whatever, because I couldn't find any play, like literally any. Maybe like 1 or 2 goals or something. So I came in with like this completely nondescript sense of you. I was like, she's going to be an advanced 8, maybe a little bit of a 10. Maybe she'll play striker, kind of a Frank Lampard role, box to box. Couldn't find any tape.
That's actually really surprising because I have a lot of tape.
Yeah.
And we were on like the Big Ten network, like
but like YouTube
time.
and stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
I've never made a highlight tape just because I've like never really like. There's never been really a need, and like when coaches have asked me for it, like
you have it. Okay.
I have it.
Okay.
Maybe I'll throw it up on YouTube. We'll see. for the people.
For the peeps. Yeah. Now there's quite a bit. My friend Abby said, coming off of 12 goals from the midfield position, she likes to pick up the ball in the pocket. She's a scoring midfielder, which will be valuable. And I wrote, yes, it would. My thoughts about you now, I would say like proper destroyer in midfield, like advanced destroyer, maybe a destroyer with a few upgrades to break up play and also link play and be part of the attack. Like you just scored your 3rd goal of the season for the team. None more memorable than when you pulled an arrow from your quiver against Brooklyn last September. Oh, still like that's imprinted in my brain.
Banger.
All right, Katie, Hope, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a couple words on Emma as a player.
Oh, wow.
Selfless.
Yeah.
Relentless, high energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say a true team player through and through, and like just always a spark of positivity that the group needs.
Guys, I'm blushing.
This is what my co-host Mike said too. He's like, Emma is my favorite player for one specific reason. It's that she gets every other teammate involved for the 90 plus whatever amount of time she's on the pitch.
Yeah, I think if I could go past a 1-word limit,
yeah.
Emma's quality on the ball, but you don't always get to see moments because she does so much work on the field that allows our attackers to stay higher. She really cleans up and covers ground. So maybe we have a better rest attacking shape that allows us to get numbers forward because we can rely on someone like this to always be covering our backs regardless. And that's what should be expected of us as well for her too. So
even in the Jacksonville game, I don't know if it was you that got the recovery of the interception. It was your ball to Katie, and then Katie, you ended up in a little
shoot, but
something happened, and then it ends up spilled out to Tori on the left side there. But that Emma was a big part of that ball. It was nice.
Good positioning, good link up.
Yeah, good. Very good link up. I don't know if you remember, if you listened to this podcast, but I described you last year, you and Allie in particular, as like co-battering rams. That I always felt so bad for our opponents because the second half of the season in particular, my God, you guys were just wrecking defenders, the two of you. How have you evolved as a player since joining Zephyr FC, Emma?
Yeah, I think my play itself has gotten a lot more advanced. I'd say I used to be able to get away with just being athletic in college. And I think athleticism is a big thing, especially in the Big Ten. So I was able to get away from players a lot more easily. So now I think like my ability on the ball has had to increase just to give myself similar opportunities. But I also think, kind of like they were saying, like I feel like for me, like being a leader and being like a positive energy when things can get high and low is something that I really like pride myself on. So being that for the team is something that I think I've developed a lot, especially this past year, which I think has been huge for me as a player. And I also think being that positive person on the field, it also like helps me be in a better headspace where like last year I'd feel like I'd make a mistake and I'd be like, am I going to get pulled? Like what's going to happen? And I think I've developed a lot mentally and got a lot of more mentally strong to be able to be like, it's okay. Things happen. Like I can uplift others and I'm going to uplift myself as well. So.
All right, Emma, you're off the hook.
Woo, sweating that one.
Next. Who's next?
I don't know what I put these in a random order. Katie Murray, number 8. Shout out Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yep.
You started.
Cincinnati, let's go.
I have one really weird Cincinnati story, and it's that growing up, my dad was a St. Louis Cardinals fan, and I was born in Georgia, so I was an Atlanta Braves fan. But the Braves were so horrible. I'm gonna show you how old I am, and it's gonna be very embarrassing. The Braves were so horrible that in the 1990 World Series, I was diehard. Eric Davis, Chris Sabo, Barry Larkin, the Cincinnati Reds that swept the A's. So that's my Cincinnati story. My family's actually from Ohio, the southern part of Ohio, like Athens and
yeah, been there.
Okay. You started your professional career in Finland with a club called IK Miran. Okay. Yeah. You played in Spain with Tenerife, and then the Netherlands with Zwolle.
Yep, Zwolle.
You signed as a national team replacement player with Washington Spirit in 2022. Stupid them for not keeping you. My expectations of you as a player before ever seeing you play. I think you guys are going to like this.
Why are we laughing?
Why are we laughing? Very balanced on ball, ready to run at somebody. Very head down runner, looks fast, all caps. Technically skilled, great first touch. Even dropped a very nice Travella in one of these highlights. One of her highlights is an assist from a free kick, and she does a front handspring to celebrate.
Katie, where's that been?
Yeah, what?
That's Wisconsin.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, God, really?
Big Ten tournament.
Oh, I wish I...
That was before I was there. I know exactly what you're talking about. You guys
really
chipped us on a free kick. Is that what it was?
Yeah, Sports Center beat Simone Biles. It's fine.
Wow.
Because I did a front handspring. Why? I don't know why.
Was it really on Sports Center?
Yeah.
Oh, this is incredible. I wish I had gone back and looked at it.
Literally was just the front handspring.
I wrote if this was the game of FIFA, you would have the flair trait because of that handspring thing. Can play physical. First midfielder that I've seen in any of the highlights I watched of these players that we had signed that made a tackle in the videos that I saw. Has a motor, all caps, looks comfortable as a pivot or an 8. College level of play looked too easy for her.
Oh.
Listen, hey, this is as good a time as any to share this with you, Katie, and I'm going to try not to blush. You were my favorite player going into our first game again back in August of 2024. I was like, that is the player I'm the most excited to see. My favorite goal from a cross in Zephyr history, my God, Kenzie to AB. AB puts the ball just out of reach over the head of a defender. The keeper, Madison White, just flaps at it. She can't stop Katie Murray's Lewandowski-esque finish. Do you remember that goal really well? I'm sure you do.
No, I just ended up unmarked. It's caught in between the two center backs. I knew what AB's going to do. So
it's a fantastic
I didn't
cross.
really peel it off.
I went and looked up the height of that defender. She was like 5'7", so it wasn't like she was a tree, but it was a really well-placed cross. I mean, it was just
AB doing AB things, yeah.
It was super, super nice. In a 3-0 win, did you like my description of you before you signed for us?
Yeah.
Pretty accurate.
I was going to say, it's pretty accurate.
This is the benefit of having video, Emma.
We're on it. Don't you worry.
All right. You had an ACL tear on May 13th against DC Power, and you returned March 14th against Brooklyn, and that's 10 months and a day or 305 days from people counting at home. Wow. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
I was like, somebody told me that you made the bench, and I was like, oh, no, she didn't. I thought it had to be a mistake because it was so quick. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
Hope and Emma, you're on the hot seat now. Can you give us some words on Katie as a player?
Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Hope, go.
Okay, I got Katie. I think Katie has been like honestly the glue of this team since its inception. I think she means so much to the core of the team identity with her leadership and her demeanor and persona, but also with her play on the ball and her ability to play different positions. But she's a clutch player. She showed up in big moments for this team. And I think she's just also one of the best people I've met playing professional soccer. So I'm very blessed and lucky to have a teammate like her.
Yeah, I'll second what Hope just said. Katie's an amazing person. And I think when Hope says she's the glue of the team, I think I agree with that. I think Katie's leadership, even when she was injured, helped propel the team forward. And I think impactful is a great word for Katie. I think when she steps on the field, you know she's there. She brings a spark. I think energetic is a good word too, because she just comes on and just goes, but in a very productive way.
You're going to talk about my karaoke in the locker room.
Hype woman.
Okay.
Party.
But I also think how you described it, pinball, but like a smart, beautiful pinball. But I think that she comes on and has such an impact and is such a playmaker. And I think since having her back on the field, like you can tell that she's making a difference when she comes on the field, when she plays. And I think she steps into any role that she's given and gives her all every time. And I think, like you had mentioned, you asked her, like, are you game fit? And it's like in the Dallas game, like she didn't play at all. And then she comes in and plays 90 and kills it against Jacksonville and doesn't even look tired. And I remember texting her after the game. I was like, Katie, you played so well, like all 90. And like to come off of that after an ACL, like not having like played, not significant, but like more than 30 minutes before, like that's a hard thing to do.
I was so pissed off at the DC game. Oh my God. I remember I was watching on TV and I knew immediately. I was like, God dang it. I think it's a difference. I think if you're fit for the rest of that season, I think we end up making the playoffs. I don't think that the Fort Lauderdale game's a problem.
100%.
Makes me so mad.
Good thing we have her back now.
Yeah. All right. Katie, we're not quite done talking about you. The thing about the pinball thing, it isn't always elegant though. And I think that's wonderful. Mm-hmm. There's this almost, you're like a chaos agent. There's times where I'm like, she's absolutely going to run into that player, but she has the ball at her feet, so it's fine. You know what I mean? It's like this funny thing where it's like you have this gravitational pull almost. And you're balanced, so it ends up working out. I'm just a big fan of your game, and I feel the same way, even just as a fan, that when you're in the 11 or when you come off the bench, either one, I'm like, okay, good things are going to happen. Your sphere of influence in the game is just crazy.
For sure.
All right, well, have you evolved as a player? Because I did want to ask, I don't want to bring up the left back thing, but...
Yeah, I think coming in as an attacking center mid, and then that was the ideal situation, starting the season at left fullback because there was a need. Yeah. I had played fullback in the Netherlands as a default of so many injuries. And in the Netherlands, I was given some freedom to invert and kind of be more creative in that position.
Sure.
So I think giving that a try here in Spokane, I don't blame them. And I'm, again, willing to do whatever, but definitely went a little crazy because I do love to be in the attack and be on the ball a lot more in that type of space.
Did you find yourself down the touchline a little too far sometimes?
Or trying to maybe combine out of the back and do some step overs that just kind of learning more defensive moments. Maybe just kick it out if you need to.
I feel like I remember what you're describing.
That was the game. First Fort Lauderdale.
I was going to say, that sounds really familiar.
So going into the season, definitely resituated as the attacking center mid or an 8 box to box, depending on what pieces of the puzzle fit together. So just really enjoy being in those moments and helping with transition and controlling the tempo of the game. And I think for me, that's how my game's evolving. Being one of the more experienced and older ones is how can I help calm the game down as needed or pick the game up in the tempo as needed, take care of those big 5 moments, kind of taking that responsibility.
Did you just turn 29?
Yeah.
Don't let these two give you a hard time. You are entering
dinosaur.
You are entering your prime, Katie Murray, as a soccer player.
Thank you.
Don't let these two whippers.
Your elders.
Don't let these two whippersnappers over here.
No, I'm really not that old, guys.
All right, Katie Murray, you're off the hook.
Thanks.
Hope Hisey.
Hope Hisey.
Gosh. Okay.
Hope Hisey, number 99. Shout out Tucson, Arizona.
I'm number 0.
Yeah, why does it say 99 on here?
I don't know why it does.
Oh, you know what it is? Oh, is it screwed up in FootMob?
Yep.
Oh, because I was going to say, what is it?
0.
0.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this again.
Okay.
Hope Hisey, number 0. Shout out Tucson, Arizona.
Shout out, bear down.
Been there one time. Loved it.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
It was January.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Nobody there, 70 degrees.
Yep.
Perfection. I want to read this directly from Wikipedia because it makes it sound funny to me. Hisey was drafted 46th overall by Kansas City Current in the 4th round of the 2024, again, the last ever, NWSL draft. She was the Current's second goalkeeper selection in the draft and was signed to a 1-year contract as the 3rd choice goalkeeper behind Adriana Franch. I mean, shout out, 2-time keeper of the year in the NWSL. She's a pretty good player. And Jordan Silkowitz, who is, I think, the current starter for Bay FC.
Bay FC.
Okay. All right. Shout out. On August 2nd, Hisey was waived by the Current as the club signed a new starter, Almuth Schult, a German keeper who's since retired. And I was just like, I'm so glad they're dumb, you know? Now, we got to get to my expectations for you as a player before seeing you play. So I don't know if you've heard this story before, but I'm going to tell it.
Okay.
Story time.
Please do tell.
And I'm going to caveat this by saying you are the reigning USL Super League goalkeeper of the year. Okay. If you don't win this year, we riot because you have 79 saves. Second on the list of the top goalkeepers is 58. So you're 21 beyond that. We don't have those 21 saves. I don't imagine where we're at in the table. So more importantly, you were the 2025 Spokane Soccer Show Co-Player of the Year. So that's way more important than winning the Super League goalkeeper. Just
sure. Obviously.
Duh.
Just saying. I say all that because my intro to you as a player, I'm going to take you back in time, September 26th of 2023 at Luger Field, Gonzaga versus Arizona.
Mm.
Did you know that was did you ever hear me tell the story before?
No, I haven't. But that was one of the worst experiences I've had playing soccer.
Final was 3-1.
Yeah.
Kelsey Euler assisted all 3 Gonzaga goals.
Yep.
Kelsey.
Shout out, baller.
And like, there are levels to these things. Kelsey for Gonzaga was completely disgusting as a player. Gianna Riley, friend of the podcast, Marissa Garcia, Paige Alexander. You did have a bunch of really sick saves in that game, though.
Yeah.
Because I remember thinking that game could have been out of hand. It could have been way worse.
Yeah.
And, hey, 2-goal margin. So like Kansas City Current, you were overlooked by me. We don't have time on this podcast to talk about all of your otherworldly saves. But can I ask you about one?
Is this at Gonzaga?
No.
No, okay.
No, we're talking about otherworldly version of you.
Let's move on.
I just think it's so fascinating that the Spokane Soccer Show basically that's the genesis moment, was watching that game. I went to that game with my kid who was 8 at the time and still playing soccer regularly, and with her teammates and stuff. And I was like, I'm going to get the Spokane Soccer Show going and I'm going to follow this historically good Gonzaga team. So just kind of an interesting small world sort of a thing. Mm-hmm. But can I ask you about one save that you've made as a professional for Zephyr FC?
Of course. Yes.
So keepers always taught, make yourself big.
Oh, is this a Brooklyn save?
Why do you? But they also are thinking at the same time, please not in the face, right?
Yeah.
The strike from Luana Grabias, April 2025. Did you save that with your face?
No, I think it hit like my
shoulder,
chest or shoulder or hip.
Okay.
I don't really know.
It wasn't your face. Okay. Because I always thought, and then I went, I should go back and look at that. Still, 2-pointer.
Yeah.
And you've had so many of those that we're all losing count. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I constantly say on this podcast, and I don't think I was the first, but maybe I was, that because we have hope, we have hope.
I love that. And I'm going to steal that.
We ended up winning that game, by the way, 1-0, and it was Kenzie's first goal for the club.
Yeah.
I went back and looked at that too. Speaking of not in the face, do you remember the Molly Rouse video?
Yes.
Can you describe it for our listeners?
Yeah.
And I'll go try to find it, because was it you or was it Molly that sent it to me?
It could have been either.
I think it was you.
I think it was me.
It was.
Yeah. We were training and I used to bring out my GoPro to training and I would put it in the goal. And there was this one moment we were playing like small sided and Molly hits this shot and I'm like thinking it's going wide. So I'm just looking at it and it hits the post, hits me in the face. And it goes out of bounds. Like, it didn't go in the goal.
Yeah, he made the
But
save.
I made the save, but it was like pinball, just boom, boom. And like my nose started bleeding. It was like this whole thing, but it was honestly one of the funniest moments
So funny.
since I've been here, because it literally like shot me to the ground. The force of it. I was on the floor. I was like, what just happened?
I tried so hard not to laugh, but I was
You try
howling.
being on the field. It's always like, can we laugh? Like, walk away. But she's okay, we can laugh.
Yeah.
And it's one of those where I'm not sure hitting the woodwork or hitting your face was louder. One of those, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
and you said something like, I think your Instagram story was, Molly, next time, could you just like bury it instead of like going off the post?
Yeah.
Okay, Emma and Katie, can you give us some words about Hope Hisey?
Okay.
The best. I mean, just like Katie, Hope is an unbelievable, amazing human being. So first and foremost, so much more than a soccer player. But on the soccer front now, unbelievable, amazing, beastly, magical. Just an amazing keeper, an amazing presence for the team. I'm not sure if people know this, but Hope does all of our pregame speeches. The best pregame talks, words I've ever had by anybody ever. Like truly inspirational. And I think that just goes to like show who Hope is. Like, she is an inspiration. Like, on the field, I've never had a doubt in my mind that she has our backs. Like, even if the ball goes into the back of the net, like, I know she's going to make the save, and I know that she's going to be on people's tails for like being in the right positions in the right moments, but in such a way that it's like, I want to do this for the team. And I just think since she's been here, the impact that you've had is not like any other player we have on this team. So I'm very lucky to have met you and to be playing with you. And I hope that that continues.
Thank you.
Unbelievable human, teammate, leader. But I think the product you guys all get to see out on the field speaks to a lot what you don't see outside those game moments. Every single day, she is practicing her craft, owning her craft, reflecting on her craft. I remember when she did walk in with her GoPro, she would set it up at practice, and I was like, is that yours? Like, where'd you even get that? But she brought her own GoPro because she truly studies every save, every miss save, every angle, every shot of practice. And I think we both maybe watch film a little too much, but
Yeah.
she cares so much, and it's a product of how much she has poured into her own game and into us. And she keeps us in games. We owe it to her to score goals. We owe it to her to pick up the second ball if she makes a huge save. It just goes unsaid, like how important she is to this team, and just such a leader. And I think she's really growing in this year to being that vocal leader and presence for us, because she deserves that. And she used to lead by example and in silence, in her own lion way back behind us. So I'm just really proud of her. Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys.
I feel like your shot stopping ability is impossible to not be commented on, but it's your distribution that I have started to pay attention to more this year. It was in part because friend of the podcast who does bearded trivia at Flat Stick, and he'll be there tonight. Mike Duke was pointing that out when he came on the podcast. He's like, her distribution, like, she'll sling it with her arms, even with her feet. She's putting it on a dime for, those transition opportunities. And it's so true. And it's a part of your game that I've come to appreciate even as much as I do the shot stopping. How do you feel like you've evolved since you joined Zephyr FC?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, like Katie said, I think especially this year, I've tried to evolve into more of a leader, and kind of picking my moments when, like, what the right thing is to say, when to say it, but also knowing that respect that I have from my teammates, I have to earn it every single day through my work ethic, through like the moments that go unsaid on the field, and just kind of owning and falling in love with my process, and knowing that whether we win on the weekend, whether I play well on the weekend, like, that is not what's fulfilling because I won goalkeeper of the year last year. Like we led the league in clean sheets. I led the league in saves. But those external things to me at the end of the day, that's not fulfilling. Like the relief you get from that or satisfaction is very fleeting. It's the process that means the most. It's all that hard work and all the hours you put in that people don't see. That is what is so meaningful. And I think it's my job as a leader this year to try to inspire kind of that sense of belief and confidence into other players, because we do have a young team this year. And I feel it's really important for them to for me not only to lead by example, but for me to like pour all my care and confidence also into them. So growing into that role while continuing to work on myself and try to make sure I'm doing what I can to be the best version of myself. Because if I do that, I feel confident when we go out there with the players that we have that we can compete against anybody.
Hell yeah.
I just got chills.
I'm ready for Sunday. There are a couple more questions for the three of you in our community questions that came in, but let's talk a little bit about 4 games to play, 2025 versus 2026. Last year I think the last 4 games were very different. We played 1 at home, then we went on a 2-game road trip and came back for the last game. I forgot about that. That sucks. Yeah. God. This year it's 5 in a row all at home. The scheduling's been somewhat nightmarish. I didn't like the fact when I realized we played 2 against the best team in the league at theirs and they only played 1 at ours. Mm-hmm. What's the current vibe? Even with DC win, even with DC's win yesterday, I feel like I'm still feeling confident. How are you all feeling?
Right on, same page.
Yeah, I think vibes are so high, and I think I'm actually like really excited that we still get to play DC.
Yeah,
because I think that is going to be the determining factor, and I'm nothing but confident. So
I really need revenge for that game we played because that was a bummer.
Yeah, I think that like we are really confident going in, but we know that we haven't earned that spot yet because we have failed to be consistent in ways that the top 4 teams are.
It's the key word, honestly. It's consistency. Yeah. That's what I said on our last podcast, that I have found this year only disappointing insofar as inconsistent. Because when this team's at its best, it's like they're literally as good as the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
But then there's games where I'm like, what just happened there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we'll say about that, because we're keeping these vibes strong. Let's take one more quick break. When we return, we've got some community questions in speed round. The Spokane Soccer Show is supported by Inland Imaging. And when you need answers about your health, you want care you can trust, Inland Imaging has been serving the Inland Northwest for decades with radiology, MRIs, CT scans, and more. Local, trusted, genuinely excellent. Learn more at inlandimaging.com. The Spokane Soccer Show is supported by Wildland Co-op, a small farm, a brewery, a winery, a market out on Green Bluff with delicious beverages, amazing views, and a welcoming community vibe. Learn more at wildland.coop or be sure to follow them on the old Instagrams, or the IG, as the youngsters say. I'm so glad you guys are listening to me read ads. This is so great. The Spokane Soccer Show is supported by Freeform Spaces, this beautiful and functional furniture right here in the studio that came from Freeform Spaces.
Quality.
It's quality. They design and furnish workspaces all over Spokane, from law firms to creative studios, with solutions that actually fit how you work. If your space matters, they get it. Check them out at freeformspaces.com.
Woo!
Community questions.
All right.
Liz asks, shout out Liz.
Liz, shout out.
Next time the boys play in Boise, should they bring back some Culvers for Emma?
Hell yes. I don't know if I can
What's
swear
your
on
order?
Of course you can.
Chicken tenders, fries. I love cheese curds.
I was going to say, you got to keep the cheese in there.
The chicken tenders, cheese curds, and then I always upgrade the normally get a kid's meal, and then I upgrade the little scoop of ice cream to a concrete mixer, and I get brownies and Twix. So good. If you've never been to Culver's, you should sponsor this podcast, and you should go.
Dude, I had to Google it. I didn't even know what it was.
The best ice cream you will ever have.
Okay. You know what this place
they
is?
have a Culver's in Arizona.
Yeah, they haven't made it this far west,
Yeah.
but they're in Boise apparently.
Road trip.
Okay. For Hope, this is from Liz again. In high intensity moments, PKs, corners, etc., do you prefer to be silent or loud? We always want to show our support. I think she means from the supporters.
Oh, okay.
We always want to show our support and faith in her, but don't want to interfere with her process, her mental readiness, her organization of the players at those moments. What do you prefer?
If it's a PK against me, be as loud as possible to try to throw the attacker
Ooh,
off.
okay.
Yeah, I think because all the pressure's on them to score.
Okay.
So
What about corners?
corners? I mean, I don't really mind being loud. I think like it doesn't really interrupt my process.
Harper asks, do each of you have a favorite game from this season?
Oh,
I mean, that Sunday game is tough to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sunday was a good game.
That was one of my favorite memories
I feel
ever
like-
at one stadium.
I feel like Sunday was like in top 3
Yeah.
of my favorite games
Oh, yeah.
I would
ever
agree.
as a Zephyr.
I would agree.
So
The Brooklyn game was
Same.
cool, but it was so freaking cold.
it was so cold.
Scott asks, favorite things about Spokane?
I love the summers, being able to hop in that river.
Nice.
We love going to coffee shops and playing cards. I think we could spend like hours there.
Which coffee shops? Shout them out.
Cafe Capri, Indaba.
Capri and Browns Edition?
Yeah, Cafe
Yeah.
Capri's I would say our go-to.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Indaba on Monroe. We like those lawn
That's a
chairs
good one.
outside.
Yeah. You go into the Elk in the Browns Edition?
I
The
wanted to
restaurant?
go there.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marissa has one more question. She has 3 banger questions, so she gets them all. Hope, do you have rivalries with other keepers in the league?
Oh no. Like I always say,
Or is that like those are my people?
no, yeah, I definitely like root for all the other goalkeepers
Okay.
in the league because I think it's sneaky underrated how difficult it is to be a goalkeeper.
Dude,
in this
totally.
league. So I have tons of respect for all of them, and like unless they're playing us, I'm hoping for clean sheets all around. So
Even Caitlin, sweeper keeper Parks?
even her, absolutely, records are meant to be broken. So I'm happy for her that she's
Class.
been able to
That
be so successful this season.
that thing where she put it out for touch to press high, which fine, whatever. But that whole sweeper keeper thing was like crazy to me. I've never seen that in this league.
Oh.
She was left back for half that game. I was like,
Yeah.
what is going on here?
Yeah.
And then at one point I was like, please somebody, I know we have the boots in this team to just test her.
Yeah.
She was so 1,000 yards off her line. I'm like, somebody please just go for it.
Yeah.
Make Sports Center. Shout out Catherine Berry for that crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quality.
All right, where am I at? Jesus. Okay, hang on. You threw that kid to the ground. I'm way off.
More of that.
My
on
notes just got so
Sunday.
weird. Yeah, totally. Who is Katie going to throw to the ground this weekend? Please don't get sent off anybody.
Yeah.
Allie Long.
Okay. Don't worry. None of that's making the pod. Settle down.
Might.
Carly asks, she's got some good ones here. For the last 2 seasons, it feels like we've seen a huge improvement to the team after they come back from the midseason break. So true. Do they feel like the team comes back improved, or what's going on there? What do you think contributes to the improvement? Because this is like a repeat of last year. Here we are. We got this.
I think with Joe last year, it was her first time being a head coach. So I think us just like learning her process and stuff at the first half of the season, I think was just took some time. So I think coming back, we were all more on the same page. And I think with this year, with having Josh step in and then switch over to Nicole, I think that was kind of tough for the team. Nicole didn't have any preseason with us. So then her coming to try and implement her things, which is what you're supposed to do as a coach, but having it be different than what Josh wanted. It was just like a learning process. So I
And
think
way different what she wanted.
very different.
Yeah.
So I think then coming back and having a few weeks under our belts with her, we're able to do what they want. So I think it's just a lot
Okay.
more cohesive after.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
And also, I'm so looking forward for Zephyr FC in year 3 to not have, because Joe didn't get much preseason either.
No.
Views on the northern climate and the fact that most teams are in the south as a home field advantage, and how do you prepare to play in warmer weather and long stretches of travel.
Yeah. I mean, we do have access to a sauna at Spokane Club. There's science between getting doses of that throughout the week to prepare for some warm weather. But the travel, there is something to be said about it. It is extremely difficult. That's why we joke about, like, you guys never had to travel to Spokane before, because it does affect you in areas. And I think maturing in how you take care of your body, the fluids you take in throughout the week, the sleep you're getting, how you're adjusting to your meals on the road. Some of us have started to pack more of our own meals, so we're not eating so much airport food, and kind of adjusting to the time change. And you have to be mature about it, or else over time it does catch up. So I think just taking ownership of your game outside the field has been huge for this team as we are learning as we have gone on.
All right. This is the last community one, and it's a really good one. Shout out, great friend of the pod, local soccer legend Stefan Anderson of 90 Plus and Upper 7 Soccer Academy is the name of his private training deal. What do you want to be remembered for following your time with Spokane Zephyr FC? Start with you, Hope.
Wow.
I know.
That's a deep
I
question.
know, Stefan.
I think Becky Sauerbrunn said it before she was going to be retired, but you want to be remembered, but you don't want to be missed. So how do you cultivate an environment that remembers you for what you've done, but has also set it up better for the people that are supposed to come after you? I think that's super important, especially being part of such a young league, trying to find out like what the professional standards, what kind of this league is about, what is its place in women's professional soccer in this country. I think making sure that we set this environment up the best so that someone else can come in and take it to a next level is the most important thing for me.
I'm writing that down. I love that.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe not as eloquently as I would have said, but Hope stole the words from my mouth. I was going to say just to leave Zephyr better than I found it. And I think for me, that goes into having an impact on the field, but more so on the people around me, and being a positive leader and fighting for what's right on and off the field. But I think Hope said it so well. Just, you might have to help me with this one. You want to be
remembered but not missed.
Remembered but not missed.
That is so good.
So good.
And now I'm thinking about all the players that have left either Zephyr or Velocity, and I'm thinking I feel that way about all of them.
Yeah.
So it's working.
Yeah.
I think I agree with both of them. I think kind of just being remembered with joy and fire. Soccer's truly been my outlet. And if you're not having fun, then why are you doing it? And I think when you can tell a team is having fun and players are having fun out there, the fans can also have fun, and it's reciprocated. And I think knowing that it took a community to raise me, how important those fans and that connection is to me is what truly like keeps you in the game, at least me personally. So just, I guess, the community understanding how important they are to us throughout the games, and their energy and like their support. So giving them something fun and enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I also want to add something. I think, like Katie just said, I think the community here in Spokane has really uplifted this team. So I think even after games, like wins, losses, ties, whatever it is, going to see the little girls and the fans that are there, I think is something that I want to be remembered for, is like giving them an experience and giving them something to aspire to be. I think that's something I really want to leave.
Okay. So after the Sporting JAX game, I'm standing where all the supporters are, and I'm looking over, and there's all these young girls, and I'm going, I think these are my peers right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm so stoked to talk to you guys, and they're getting their shirts signed and they're saying a couple words or whatever. I'm like, hey, look at us. We're all the same. Tell us, if you can, a story. This could end up being scratched if it doesn't work, but a story about the last 2 years playing for Zephyr FC that's amusing, funny, whatever, that won't get you in trouble. If you have one. If it doesn't end up happening, it's fine.
Think for a second.
Well, I guess I have a story for both Hope and I, but it's more like just like inspiring. I think like we had mentioned, our first Fort Lauderdale game, like I didn't play a single minute in that game, and I don't think Hope did either.
That's why we didn't win, but yeah, keep going.
And that's like the first time that that's ever happened to me in my career. And then I think Hope and I actually both ended up starting our first fourth game, and we won that game.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And I was like, there it is.
Haley Thomas as well. Shout out Haley. And I think for me, just for the younger kids who watch the show or parents encouraging their kids, like you always see like the highlight reels of people on social media. And when you're like looking into stuff, you're just seeing the best of what people have to put out there. But I think that there's so much that goes into the like us and where we've gotten to and like the struggles we've gone through that don't get like shown. And so I think just to encourage people, like if you go through like rough patches and hard times, like don't give up, because both of us could have just been like, well, like whatever, this isn't for us. Like I'm just going to go walk around at practice and blow this off because I think this is screwed up or whatever. But both of us decided to like put our heads down. And I think that's why we got to where we are today. But I don't think that just comes from blowing it off. It comes from hard work and believing in yourself and knowing that your work is going to pay off in the end.
I'm so tempted to talk about a bunch of other players, but you brought up one player that I cannot ignore. Haley Thomas's second year for Zephyr FC has been F-bomb remarkable.
Shout out Rumi.
Dude, her speed, her attention to detail, her intelligence as a defender, her contributions in the attack. Reese Tappen, converted fullback, now just a kick-ass center half, one of the best center halves in the Super League.
Yep.
I have to shout them out. I mean, I'm just like so blown away by their development in year two. Obviously, Haley had a big role in year one, but I just think she's just been insanely good this year.
Yeah.
And I maybe a little underappreciated, I think, underrated by the league, by whatever, all the little team of the week stuff, which I think they get some decent input on those. So I don't crap on those really, but I feel like Haley should be on those more often. I think Reese should be on them more often. Just been so impressed with both of them.
Sure.
Yeah. Agreed.
Just
love
consistent, dependable. You always know what you're going to get with them. They also put a lot of work into their craft, and Haley is probably one of the most loyal people you ever meet. An incredible teammate. Yeah, just overall great, and I think it translates on the field.
Yeah, I can't say enough good things about both of them.
Yes.
I think they're great players, and I love playing with them. So
yeah, Reese has an incredibly high ceiling.
Yes,
Dude.
Very high.
Shout out Reese.
Didn't see it coming. I thought she was a fullback. I thought she was going to be, running up and down the wings and trying to create goal contributions, and that seemed her profile out of WSU. And then what? Like whoever has the idea, whose idea was it to turn her into a center half? Do you know?
I think
Josh?
Yeah.
I think Haley got hurt
Haley got
in the
hurt.
preseason.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So then Reese filled in, and she just
serendipity. Okay.
Yeah, both just
running off
stepping
from
into
there,
roles
yeah.
though and being so solid for us.
Yeah. And I think Haley historically has played center back, and then like you had said, I think she's such an underrated player. Like I think she's amazing, and I think the role that she stepped into isn't like her primary role, and she just does it unbelievably. And I think that comes from, like Katie said, like working on her craft and just how intelligent she is as like a player and a defender.
I also love how wrong I was about her as a player. I think when I looked at what I could find of her play in 2024 when previewing the team, I was a little bit worried about what I saw, and I don't know what I'm talking about, because she was really, really good even in year one. That is going to do it for this episode of the Spokane Soccer Show. Before we go, this Sunday, 4 p.m., Zephyr FC take on Fort Lauderdale. I will be there, of course. Please come say hi. Everything's on the line. We're so close. But before the three of you go, I just want to say something, if it's okay, and I'm going to risk embarrassing myself a little bit. Please let me tell you how much I appreciate all three of you as human beings and as soccer players. Soccer it's a dangerous sport. It's physically extremely demanding. You put your bodies on the line. You risk a lot. It's a sacrifice, both physically and mentally. And I also want to thank you for bringing so much joy to not just me, but my wife and my daughters, my friends, so many people in Spokane who don't just love the sport of soccer, but they love watching the three of you and every other Zephyr FC player play the sport. Hope, Emma, Katie, You have survived the Spokane Soccer Show Crucible. Thank you, Melissa of USL Spokane, who's sitting right over there, for getting all this arranged on such short notice. Thank you to my sponsors. And thank you, Hope, Emma, and Katie. Up the falls.
Let's go.
Let's go, Spo! Thank you.
Thank you.